I like to take little things that are going on in my life or little things that I'm sort of thinking about, and then and I like to plant those seeds and then sort of let them germinate into something bigger so that it feels very true, but I'm not telling my Tuesday on screen because really my actual life is not that exciting. But the ideas and nobody would ever make it into a movie. Maybe my mom. Actually, I don't even think my mom would. But just the ideas of what everybody experiences in life and kind of taking those seeds, and that's how I start with film or writing. Trey's the first feature that I did, and that was the first movie I wrote, and I wrote it with Eric Byler, who directed it, and I had the good fortune of, we got that sold and we got it made and distributed, and that was amazing. And then I thought, oh, well, this is awesome, so I'm going to write another one. So I started writing another one, and that's Knots. Not a lot. I mean, I'm a single child, no sisters. My mom has been married 3 times. Sorry, Mom. What else? I'm from Hawaii, obviously. And I guess the question of marriage is kind of, I don't know if that's autobiographical, but it's definitely something that I question. I think that the world is changing, and with everything evolving, I sometimes think, wow, this idea of marriage has stayed exactly the same. Down to like a father giving a daughter away, which of course he's not giving anybody goats while he's doing it, but it is still very rooted in tradition, which is beautiful. I never left a boy in Hawaii without telling him that I was moving, and I never came home and hooked up with my ex, my high school sweetheart. So that's totally made up. But I think that Sung's character is a man that I know in Hawaii, and is a guy that I know in Hawaii, and it's this idea that men don't communicate like women, and I see that in the Roy character as well, who's played by Chris Taloa. They're a very different type of men, but they also don't communicate. Neither of them communicate in the same way, and neither of them communicate like women. And I feel like in Hawaii there is this this idea that men are quiet. Like a lot of local guys are very quiet, and it doesn't make them bad guys, and it doesn't make them pushovers. They're very strong, but they're kind of like that water that seems very still on the top, and underneath there's like a huge current. And I feel like Sung really possesses that, because there's something about him that's it's fascinating, but he doesn't have this need to explain himself. And I think that's really that character of Kai. I was getting together a list of directors that I really wanted to work with, and I was starting to see things, and I had Netflixed The Motel, and it had happened to come into my mailbox, and I watched it, and it was just immediate. I was like, okay, this is my guy. This is who's going to direct my movie. I'm so excited because now I know who's going to direct my movie. And then I basically went on my Facebook page and looked for all my mutual friends. And then I asked a mutual friend, a very close friend of mine, to introduce us via Facebook. And then that's how we...
Facebook is amazing, isn't it?
I know. It's a similar story with Ileana, because with Ileana Douglas, Mike, when we decided that we wanted her, he just Facebooked her and she Facebooked him back. So thank you, Mark Zuckerberg. I write about women. I'm a woman. I'm fascinated by women, and I feel like there's not very many women writers, and writing women is a strong suit for me. So like I said, I roll with the wind, and that's where the wind's taking me. So the next feature I'm working on stars women as well, and I'm also interested in writing about fringe communities and just people that I see in life that I don't see on screen. And as I'm raised by an Asian family, all of my characters usually have some sort of base in my family and my community. And but this next feature, I'm wanting to have it take place in an old folks retirement community, because I also feel like seniors, it's a comedy, but it feels like seniors are really underrepresented, in not only in film but also in life, and there's a lot of really extraordinary old people.
I need you to